Hey, welcome. Greetings to all to the Angel Channel, our weekly conversation with the angels. I'm Bilar, your erstwhile host and uh, conductor on our little voyage this evening. So good to see some friends back. Grace, always good to see you. Vivian, nice to see you as well. Arnie, I had a few snags, but I'm hoping I can get that out to you tomorrow. And I've been away at a festival for a few days, so I've kind of been out of pocket. Sorry for the delay. My friend Arnie got the last angel deck, one that I kind of had been using for photography because I'd sold out on the rest of them over Christmas, and the tarot decks. I'm down to like 8 of those. So if you're in the mood for a crazy, weird, one of a kind tarot deck, Wizard of Odd Tarot at wizardofodd.com. As always, I would really love to start the show with um, acknowledging my friends at Fried Ochre Entertainment, my good bud, Ernie Mosteller, our guardian angel that keeps us afloat. And he's doing some amazing work. Go check it out, friedokra.tv. Um, I see my guest, Rebecca. Becky. I'm going to call you Becky. Yeah, she just popped in. I'm so happy to see you. I'm glad you could make it. We'll have some fun tonight. Um, so we've got kind of a special edition on the show tonight. As you know, I've been working on this crazy project for the National Audubon Society called the Birdsong Project, and Becky is the executive producer of that project. And through my good friend, long cohort in crime, Rick Midler, we got hooked up, and I got to do a really wonderful video for a cut called Lucifer Hummingbird by the Flaming Lips, one of my favorite groups, the Vaseline guys. And so, anyway, I thought it'd be really great. And actually, as I understand, Rick and Becky met at Tibet House, and she is a fellow traveler on the path. And we're going to see if we can get her to participate in some of our live practice this afternoon. We're going to talk about the Birdsong Project and show. I've got Rick's queued up. I sent him an invite too. I hope he sticks his face in. So, past few days, I got to do a festival with some friends of mine, and it wasn't a super huge turnout, but it was in a really secluded place. The vibe was really great. And what's crazy is like the Saturday night, the night with all the big hoopla, man, I just found the RV, and like I had been sitting listening to trance music from the DJ all afternoon while I was going about my business, and did some sound bath stuff, and I was just in this really floaty, man. I was so detached, and I wound up kind of going to sleep. I say asleep. I kept hearing the DJ music. I was in the RV and just like snuggled up, and man, I just crashed the whole night. I missed the whole night, but it was curiously enough the anniversary, like I think 26, 27 years my mom's passing, and I felt like her presence was around all evening, and it was just a really huge, like, it's so long since I have slept for 12 hours. I can't even begin to tell you. Like, that's just such what. And so anyway, I feel all rejuvenated and kind of jacked up. I'm still a little spacey tonight, so bear with me. Not that that's anything new. Um, got a really cool guest coming on next week. good friend of mine, Jesse Blaze Snyder. He and Michael used to do a show together, and that's how I met them. And he bought the very first Angel deck and Tarot deck, and has been reading with them ever since, and has really become a pretty serious searcher himself. So we're gonna meet up and talk about cards. And he's an amazing artist, amazing musician. He's Dee Snyder's son from Twisted Sister. And Rick Midler, did you not get the email with the invite into the show? Yeah, if not, go to your email. It was just a few days ago. I sent it to you and Becky, and you should pop in, man. Come share some space with us. I'm going to show your video. So anyway, I'm looking really forward to sharing some space with him next week, and I'm super excited about the next week on the 17th. A good friend of mine, Minty May, who is just an incredible card reader, psychic, and intuitive, and just all around magician. He was kind of born into a magical family and got to pretty much start from like day one. So I've had a few interactions with Minty and seeing his he did some live readings on Michael's show Holding Space a few weeks ago, and did a reading for me, and it was just crazy. So anyway, I'm really excited he accepted my invitation to come on, and we'll share some of his skills and abilities with you as well. All right, so let's see. Do I have any other silliness to get out of the way? You should not be hearing double. Are you in the studio, Mr. Midler? And if you have a microphone on, I'm not exactly sure what you need to turn off. Becky, Rick's trying to make it in, man. We'll get him in here, like good vibes. So, without further ado, I'm just going to bring Becky in. Hey, how are you? Glad to finally see you in person.
Hello.
How's the world treating you?
Good. I'm pretty good today. Thank you. How are you?
Not bad for a Monday. A little crazy. It seems like a Sunday, though. It doesn't seem like a Monday.
Oh.
I've been having all these crazy, weird time things like, oh, wait, it's Wednesday. No, it's Friday. But it doesn't really matter at my age. I just get to be in whatever time I'm in.
Yeah, it seems like you're in a more non-local space. So I appreciate it.
So, as I mentioned, you're the executive producer on the Birdsong Project, which is a really great, it's such a cool endeavor. And I'd love for you to share, how did it start, where'd that come from, and what's it all about?
Sure. So I'm co-creator of For the Birds, the Birdsong Project, and it's something that I sort of dreamed up, I guess, several years ago, pitched to a colleague and friend of mine, and we kind of riffed on it and decided to take some actionable steps towards making it all happen. And the good news is whatever resonance or energy was there, a lot of people seem to really want to participate in it. So it's for those who aren't familiar with the Birdsong Project, it's a project that's dedicated to bird conservation, and it's through the efforts of the multidisciplinary arts. So we've got a whole album of beautiful musical tracks that were contributed by various global artists from around the world, incorporating birdsong within those musical tracks, and then poetry readings. We had birdhouse installations. We had limited edition art sets and sound baths and films and screenings. And it's a wonderful effort that just continues to grow as we keep taking steps to move it forward and involve more community. So I was lucky enough to be introduced to Brian through Rick, who I've known for 20 years. We used to have mutual friends that we worked with, and then his now wife is actually the sister of my best friend Galit, and so we've known each other through many different connections for a long time.
Me too. I'm going on 25.
Yeah.
I stood there in my maroon tuxedo at his wedding. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we have some history.
So it's been really great for me to see the evolution of Rick as a friend and artist, and how he's on the journey. And here he is. Hi,
it worked. I clicked the wrong link. I'm sorry.
Well, glad you could make it, man. We're just kind of talking about the Birdsong Project, and tell me a little bit about how your collaboration happened, and how did you guys connect on this thing?
Well, I'm constantly reaching out to creative community and artists, and in conversation. It's just a project that I've been really passionate about for some time now, and so just in the spirit of heartfelt curiosity and activation, that's was just reaching out to Rick to see what he thought, if he felt inspired and wanted to do something. And so we had a conversation, and we were looking at all the tracks. And Rick, would you like to take it from here on sort of how it all came about?
I got a phone call from Becky, and she asked me if I was interested in doing an animated collage for one of the poems, and I said yes. That's really, I mean, we've known each other for years. We worked together a long time ago, and coincidentally, she's friends with my sister-in-law and my Samara's side of the family in LA. And so, it was good to hear from her. And, the more I learned about the project, the more excited I got. And people have been asking me if I was ever going to animate the collages that I do, because they have a certain animated quality to them, even though they're sort of stuck in time.
Well, just for a second, his stuff amazes me, because it's like the images that he creates out of finding textures of different and torn papers and putting them together. Actually, I have the video queued up. We'll play that in a minute or two. But like his, just they kind of blow my mind. Like how the hell does he do that? By the way, also too, I put up down at the bottom that link on YouTube is to the Birdsong Project videos. Please go scope it out, and there's a whole bunch of really amazing videos on there, and I think you'd enjoy it. So how did you get to your particular track that you were going to make a video
to? Rebecca offered this one up.
Yeah, it was a bit of a conversation.
Just want to dance all around, don't you? Man, I'm not really off the hook. Just bring it up. Okay.
Well, the reason she thought, in my head, this is the story, but she might disagree. I don't know. I think that my name came into her head because she saw Bette Midler's name, narrating, or not her name, but, she probably worked with Bette Midler and her people to make this happen. And something clicked in her head and said, Midler, I know a Midler who's been working with a lot of artists, and let's look up Rick and see if this is something that can happen, because she's a very magical being, and a lot of things sort of just come together, mysteriously, and one of the amazing things about her. So
I would say it was a combination of a few of those things. I've obviously been a fan of your artwork for some time, and as a creative producer, I've totally wanted to see these these beautiful and collages that you make move. I've thought of that for a while, and I think it's, for a filmmaker, a jump that you can easily take when you see your work. There's so much movement already present in everything that you do on canvas. It's been a very organic process, and somewhere in the back of my brain, I remembered that there was maybe some sort of family connection there, that maybe Galit or someone had told me years ago, that it was sort of like this, oh, we think we might be related, but we don't know. And so we were just kind of, riffing on that for a few, and then thought, is there something that can be done with any of these tracks? Should it be that? Should it be something else? And
you offered me the opportunity to pick another track, and I just didn't think it didn't feel right, because that was sort of the impetus to sort of digging me out. And and also, so Bette Midler, her grandfather and my father's grandfather were brothers. I have not met Bette Midler yet. So, I don't know if she knows too much about me or if I exist, but that's okay.
That's okay, right?
It is okay. And maybe one day, I'll get to say hi to her, but it hasn't happened yet. But it was actually really, it tickled me to do something sort of as a collaboration with Bette Midler, even though, it wasn't a direct thing,
I really do. I think it's amazingly cool. It's great.
So when Becky said, do you want to, would you like to do something else? And I listened to the poem, and then I saw all the different tracks. I was like, ooh, I could do a music video to the Flaming Lips, or whoever. And I was thinking, well, that would be cool. I would love to do a music video to some band that I like. But I actually, I listened to the poem a bunch of times, and it really hit home with me. It's about a robin. It's called "For the Robin on My Porch," and it's about it's by Andrea Pados, who's a poet, and it's about a robin who appears on her porch and builds a nest in her lamp box. And the connection she made was that she was building the bird was building a nest for her babies, and one day they would fly away, and be on their own. And I have a porch, and I do have birds. I had one this morning. I was actually watching a little bird on my porch this morning, thinking about this. And we have 2 boys here in this new house, and I thought the connection with the poem and with my life and with Bette Midler narrating and all the things started to it felt right, and it felt wrong to go digging for a track that might be cooler to do or something like that. So it would, you just sort of feel the yes happening, and it wasn't.
I love it.
It wasn't a logical thing as much as it was a vibe and a feeling,
Yeah.
So I'm glad I did that piece.
Why don't we take a look? And it'd be really good if I could bring it up. There we go. Here we go.
I'm just going to turn the light on.
Dude, beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful.
Was there audio on that? Because I couldn't hear it on my.
Did you hear any audio?
I didn't.
No, we couldn't hear the audio.
I thought it might have just been my settings because I had some problems.
No, let's see. What's up with that? Okay.
It was nice without the audio.
Well, yeah.
I've actually never seen it without the audio before.
Yeah, but that sort of sucks. So let me try a different mode. Video file. I think I'm boned. I don't know exactly why. Yeah, I don't know exactly why I'm not getting sound. Okay, let me try the Lucifer hummingbird and see if it's the same thing. Bear with me for my technological dysfunction. All right. You guys hear it?
No. Sound went off. No, the sound just went off.
Well, it's fun to watch. I love this part. Well, sorry about that. I promise to run them both next week with sound again. Sorry for my technical ineptitude. Anyway, they were really fun to do, and I have to say, Becky was very, very patient with me. There, like, I had this idea to like do this birth from egg and like the representation, birds. The whole connection for me was that birds, especially sparrows and crows, those things represent the soul. And so mine was like the evolution of like actually being born into this world and going through the dark and the light and all the stuff here, and finally evolving into the higher spiritual realm. And the words of making, you know, am I am. And the word, you know, so it was kind of a fun concept for me. But at about halfway into it, I was like, oh my God, what have I actually done? Because I was trying to do so many frames for each one of them, just make it super smooth. And it's still wound up being, I'm really proud of it. It's one of the few projects I don't want to change anything. Usually about 5 minutes after I deliver it, I'm going, wow, man, you could have done that. Let's just add that. But it really, really was super fun. And I am grateful beyond words to both of you guys for letting me participate and coming out through that. And you know, I sort of jumped there, like showing that video. I wanted to ask you what your motivation, you know, what your conceptual drive for that that piece was. How'd you arrive at that idea?
On the Robin on My Porch, the actual
Yeah.
You know, it's I my first instinct was to do something a little bit more abstract, and when I heard Bette Midler's narration of it, you know, it was so insightful. It just felt like it needed to be narrating the scene versus, you know, something that, you know, you're listening to the words and trying to understand what the visuals are and trying to piece them together. So so I drew out a keyframe in my sketchbook of, you know, the porch and the lamp box, and I just went from there. And I just wanted to keep it. I mean, we did push in, I think, to a couple of like little tighter shots. But yeah, the intention was to keep it one wide shot, as if you're watching the porch from your window, looking out into the distance, and, you know, over the porch to see the baby birds fly away into the, you know, horizon. So you know, it was really just based on a keyframe, like one keyframe, and I really love the idea that a nest is built from, you know, Andrea wrote twigs and mud, clumps of mud and stuff like that. And I love the idea of, you know, the fact that a nest is made out of scraps, and, you know, looking down at my floor as a collage artist, it's just scraps of paper. And I was like, I'm going to build a nest out of scraps of paper, you know, and so I love the connection between building the nest out of the scraps and the way a bird actually builds a nest. Do you want to see the nest?
Yeah.
Let me go.
I really have known Rick for 25 years, and we connected on. I make my own crazy books, and I schlepped those up to his apartment in Brooklyn,
and they're heavy.
Yeah, they're.
So when he says schleps, he means it. Man. So the nest, you know, when the bird goes back, when the robin goes back into the distance, it pulls out like that, like one little shard or scrap of a decorative paper that's sort of hidden behind something, and then, you know, we sort of attached it to the beak as it flew over to where the nest was. But the nest build, I think you'd like this. Let's see if you could even see it. Started with
That's great.
That's not the whole nest. That's one part, because we used you know, we dissolved that into, you know, marrying it with another piece so it would grow, and then finally, you know, like another piece, and so eventually it built this nest out of these papers, which I think are really cool. You know, different, you know, shiny decorative papers. So that's sort of the genius behind building the nest, was like, let's just do it in like 5 pieces and then just dissolve them together, you know, to make one big nest.
Nice.
And these are the birds. So the bird in flight, you know, was also just built with a few different different birds, different robins, with different wing positions. And, you know, our editor, Marley, who's also a genius animation editor, you know, edited these birds together to make them appear as though the wings were flapping as it was flying through the sky. And, you know, I even made one with the wings not out so it can soar. And so that's all the trickery. It's really very analog. It's just scissors and paper and glue, you know?
Yeah. I made a whole bunch of stencils. I created a whole, like, you know, my stuff's always, you know, the angels are like, they're pretty free form, you know, like specificity on what an angel looks like is there's a pretty wide range. Hummingbirds are hummingbirds, you know, and actually having to do something specific and representational like that was a real challenge. And this was among them. And I did most of the entirety of it with a black fiber optics brush. And actually draw with the black fiber optics.
It's amazing how you do that.
It's a wonderful technique, you know. It's go ahead.
Everybody who watches this podcast gets to see, you know, your amazing artwork that you make with the lights. And every time you show a new piece, it just blows me away how you do that. It's painting with light.
It's such passion, and you know, like it's such a Zen experience. First of all, like, you know, I painted, you know, that like paint with pigment my whole life, you know. So then I got really deeply into photography. I kind of pushed the painting aside, but it really informed my photographic style as well. And then when I like decided I got really hooked on, like, once I got the bug on like painting, that's all I did for years and years. And it kind of is the combo. And now it's like, and you know, my photography and the painting have like informed that. And you're actually, what's so great about these, it's like it's an actual paintbrush, you know. It's like you're actually painting with light in the middle of the dark. You know, it's a dark space, the camera's wide open, and the only thing that's making any, you know, mark in the room is your light. So you're actually getting to move pigment around, but it's light energy instead of, and, you know, that's the thing I'm hooked on this about, you know, being able to see auras and energies and things like that. You know, it's a very personal thing. You don't really get to share that with anyone, you know. It's like you experience that and feel that, your astral travels, you know, and to be able to kind of find a technique that satisfies my desire to try to bring a photograph back of that and be able to go, look at this cool place. It's been really, really gratifying and fun. And I have to say, you know, we do go back like a quarter of a century now, and watching you, and you and I both have evolved into so many different things. I brought him down. He got to like paint a wall down in Wynwood walls, and
the mural was a 30-foot wall. It was a big one.
It's just been really fun to see the style that you've kind of landed on now, and it's just so you, and like it has elements of all those things and that evolution. And when I look at it, it's just like, wow, you know, you finally like you're in that space that, you know, all artists like look for to go get. Now you just get to be in the playground, you know, making new things, and that's kind of how I feel about the light painting stuff too. It just is so me, and especially this tool, you know.
You also, I mean, you know, the idea of like seeing the potential in something and then wanting to see where you can take it. You know, the first collage I did was terrible, you know, but I saw the I knew that I didn't want to just say, okay, screw that, it didn't work. You know, it was like I looked at it, I was like,
permission to stop.
I see where this can go, and I also don't see it where it can go, which is part of the, you know, adventure of it. You know, let's just go on this trip and see, I gave myself 1 year to do collage, and I thought I would go back to painting after that. And it was just going to be an experiment for a year, and that was 2020. And the reason why I kept going was I just kept seeing new ideas and new ways of using this technique, and same thing with you with light painting, to see. I mean, I remember when you did a photo of me with a crystal ball.
Yeah,
and the lights were out, and you're like walking around me in the dark with this, with the LED things or whatever, and it looks like I'm zapping a crystal ball with this light energy.
It surprises me every time, man. I'm so addicted to that too. Like, oh my God, that turned out.
But to where it's evolved after, I mean, that was years ago, that picture.
Yeah.
And what, how it's evolved since then for you is just, astronomical.
Well, I hope it never stops. It's like I found all these like new things for this project that now I'm like going, wow, let's take that to the next level. So yeah, and I have to say, finishing that video and feeling the exuberance of finally conquering that beast that was like staring me down for so long, and being as happy as I was about it, I really, to this moment, I still like that video. It's really good, man. I don't touch it. And that created such a tsunami of creativity past that the things I like the night I turned it into you, I'm like on the wall, like painting more, like, oh my God, yeah, wow. I'll send you some of them. They're really, it's kind of over the top. And it's like, it just created this whole like wave to like burst into this new, fresh area of inspiration. Wonderful, wonderful, just wonderful. That's bliss to me.
I love to hear that. And I have to say, you're not alone in your creation story, because it's remarkable how many have contributed to this project, myself included, obviously, who have this similar feeling of just feeling this burst of energy, of inspiration, of wanting to just create more. It's a really beautiful feeling. And I'm saying thank you to everyone who's participated, but everyone's saying thank you back. And we just keep thanking each other, really.
So thank you.
Can you talk, Rebecca, can you talk a little bit about the curation of like how, the different artists and musicians and the artists sort of came together?
Yeah, so that was sort of this flock murmuration thing that was happening, because we had an idea at the beginning of people that we were sort of non-negotiable, who we thought would be interested to approach. And we had short lists of artists that it would be cool to reach out to. But really, the project has taken a life of its own, because as soon as one artist would hear about it, then they'd say, oh, well, I know 10 more. And then 10 more would come. And so it was this sort of living, moving thing that, yeah, there was some curation to it, but really it was also curated on its own too, just naturally through this sort of heartfelt curiosity that I spoke of before, and a general excitement about being involved in a creative community project where everyone could use their voice and elevate a great cause, which was bird conservation and awareness for our Mother Earth.
Yeah, and we're also in.
So
Brian and I are also in.
Not to interrupt you, but we're kind of running a little tight on time, and I'd like to touch on something else before. We got to squeeze some live practice in here, man. So Becky, Rick told me that you guys did the thing, the reveal for his at the Tibet house. So that sort of led to a discussion that you were a fellow traveler, that you've done a bunch of guided meditations and things like that. We're running a little short on time tonight, but I would love to ask you to come back. And I was hoping to get one in tonight, but we got yakking for too long. And if I could impose on you, I would really love to turn that over to you and have you do something live on the show. Normally the shows are really about, energy practice of all kinds. I bring 50 years of practice myself and all my little tidbits and my most ergonomic little chunks of things that actually work and are road tested and things like that. So we try to make it a live practice show, and then do some angel card readings at the end of the show too. So if you guys don't mind, let's create some sacred space. I'm gonna go over the card for the week, and we'll get a little breathing exercise in. And anybody out there looking for some readings, if anybody's still hanging out, put your name on the chat, and we'll pull some cards. And I hope you guys will stick around, please. Okay. If you gotta go, you gotta go. But I would love to have you be part of this. All right. Wow, what a grateful soul I am. With the light of the source, I banish and clean this space and make this place pure. With the light of the source, I banish and clean this space and make this place pure. With the brilliant light of the source, banish and clean this space and make this place pure. We come together in joy to create our sacred space, our circle of safety and sanctuary, bathed in the brilliant light of the source. We ask that the angels be with us this evening, share their wisdom, their joy, and their understanding. And we ask that we have eyes to see, ears to hear, and the wisdom to understand. And with absolute gratitude for it all. Absolute unconditional love and our wish for bliss to the source, we open our circle. All right. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Let's do our breathing down to zero space exercise. Okay. We're gonna fill. Inhale in through the nose. Fill your lungs up. Use your solar plexus. Fill yourself up full. And as we release, I want you to release all of the tension in your muscles, like you're a machine turning off, like a robot that's just had its energy source. And you ride down, follow your breath down until it stops, and just hang right there in blank space. Don't inhale yet. Just as you stop, make everything stop. Turn the whole machine off, okay? Give yourself room to be able to relax and really let go, okay? Here we go. Inhale. Really deep in through the nose, and release, turning off, thoughts going away, deeper into the blankness, deeper silence. Inhale. Really fill it up. Bright white light. Exhale. Turning off the machine. No mind. No resistance. all the way down. Silence. One more. Inhale. Really stretch. And release. Turning off. Deeper silence. Okay, just hang right there for a minute. I'm pretty stoked about the card of the week. Number 63, Angel Anauel, the angel of success and prosperity. Not only because it's a cool angel, but it's also my secondary birth angel. And a very cool angel indeed. All right, here's the reading for that. This is also one of my favorite first lines. A difficult passage is coming to an end. Allow it to fade away like the darkness in the rays of the morning sun. Pass through it by setting your sights on a bright future just over the hill. See things as they are, not as your fear tells you they are. Think with an open, objective, and realistic point of view. Investigate all possibilities and look for what is brightest. You are in the middle of an unpleasant, awful situation. Sever yourself from it, and you will know relief and harmony like the sunshine after a rainstorm. You are progressing rapidly now. Everything is relative to one's point of view. Change your perspective, and you change the world. Communicate in a non-threatening way that will allow other people to consider new ideas, thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes from perspectives that they had not yet considered. You are blessed with the gift of support in adversity, the ability to stick with someone when their luck has run out, and to help them through difficult times. Love this angel. All right. So anybody signed up out there? Yeah, there we go. Wow, it's a whole bunch of people I haven't seen. Like Michael, how are you, man? Good to see you. I got running my mouth. Okay, Diane, for sure. Here we go. Concentrate. Words of wisdom for my friend I am. Words of wisdom for my friend I am. Words of wisdom for my friend I am. Number 35, the angel of reconciliation. Yes, this is a very good one. All right, let's get the readings up. All right, here we go. You are offered the gift of wealth, abundance, and prosperity through communication and organizational skills. You are beginning to feel secure, but you still feel slightly detached. Your life will seem to just turn around, and security will soon crown your efforts as your finances begin to prosper. You will soon be, you want me to stop there? You will soon be free from monetary concern. There will be gain in finance or position, a possible inheritance. You will know attainment, recognition, and a great feeling of security. Use the wealth of these resources to build lasting structures in the world. Make this a better place to live in by leaving something solid and tangible behind you. The gate has opened to the hidden experience in ordinary things, so that you may recognize and appreciate the magic all around you. The angel has come, disguised as a beggar or a traveler, to test your virtues of hospitality and generosity, then leave a magical gift. By acting in a certain way, you create within yourself the ability to recognize and receive the blessings the world has to offer you. The everyday world contains a magic greater than any of us can see. Goosebumps. The everyday world contains a magic greater than any of us can see. The magic is all around us. It is in nature and in the very fact that life exists. Knowing that you are manifesting your visions and graciously know that you are manifesting your visions and graciously accept the rewards. Yeah, there you go. That one doesn't suck, does it? All right, Arnie, for sure. Focus. Yeah, and decide which one. All right. Words of wisdom for my friend Arnie. Words of wisdom for my friend Arnie. Words of wisdom for my friend Arnie. Oh my God. Like, I just shuffled the hell out of it. I just picked the exact same card, which tells me that, I might pick this card again. Sometimes they become the card of the night, right? I'll read it to you again because it was a really good one. Yeah. Okay. You're offered the gift of wealth, abundance, and prosperity through communication and organizational skills. You are beginning to feel secure, but you still feel slightly detached. Your life will seem to just turn around, but security will soon crown your efforts as your finances begin to prosper. You will soon be free from monetary concern. There will be gain in finance or position, a possible inheritance. You will know attainment, recognition, and a great feeling of security. Use the wealth of these resources to build lasting structures in the world. Make this a better place to live in by leaving something solid and tangible behind you. Your decks are that already, dude. The gate has opened to the hidden experiences and ordinary things, so that you may recognize and appreciate the magic all around you. The angel has come, disguised as a beggar or traveler, to test your virtues of hospitality and generosity, then leave a magical gift. By acting in a certain way, you create within yourself the ability to recognize and receive the blessings the world has to offer you. The everyday world contains a magic greater than any of us can see. I always love reading that line. The magic is all around us. It is in nature and the very fact that life exists. Know that you are manifesting your visions and graciously accept the awards. Yeah. Pretty crazy. You're welcome, Diane. Okay, Edward. Here we go, man. Concentrate hard. Focus. A little scattered. Take a deep breath. Bring it down. Words of wisdom from my friend Edward. Words of wisdom for my friend Edward. Words of wisdom for my friend Edward. Number 16, the Angel of Loyalty. This is a very cool card. Yeah, good advice in this. Your problems are real, and because you cannot directly attack them, you have chosen to internalize the anger and resentment hidden within yourself. You are becoming rigid. Narrow-mindedness is a defense, a response to the fears and insecurities you have experienced. Anger turned in on itself soon becomes depression, which leads to self-doubt and shame. Until the anger is released and true changes are made, your feelings remain buried. Choose to believe that tomorrow holds new promise and hope. Be ready, be patient, and believe that you have won. Be ready, be patient, and believe that you have won. Trust that good news is coming. Be patient and believe in the blessings that are on the way. Do not rush anything now. Allow your tool to be your faith and trust in the source's power to turn your attention around, your situation around. Draw from this energy for guidance and support as you work through your self-doubts. There you go, my brother. Okay, let's see. All right. So, can I pull a card for you guys? I don't mean to put you on the spot. If you're not up for it, it's all good. So, Rick, you want a card? Focus really hard. You're loud in there sometimes, man. Words of wisdom for my friend Rick. Words of wisdom for my friend Rick. Words of wisdom for my friend Rick. Number 49, the Angel of Elevation and Grandeur. Yeah. Things are moving fast in your affairs now. News is on the way. There will be steady growth and all the cosmic help you need. You are coming to the finish line and the fruition of your goals. You have stayed the course and reached the end of this part of the journey. Phew. Your efforts will now be completed as messages are exchanged, action is taken, proposals are made and accepted, and mutual settlements will be really reached. Any obstacle that you're experiencing can be transformed or resolved now if you communicate directly. For if you have found your focus and have the ability to express your energies creatively, your goals are within your grasp and new concepts will bring excellent results. Let your enthusiasm attract those who can and will help you. You cherish your freedom of speech and personal expression. Seek to unify all your opposite traits and skills into a harmonious whole. Unification, my brother. Yeah, totally where it's at. Establish and affirm the vision of perfect harmony. Find your personal genius and inspire, relax, and heal others. All right, there we go. That was a good one, my bro.
Yeah, that felt good.
So Becky, you up for one, or would you you want to pass? We could do this on your show too. Okay.
Oh, the deck is so beautiful and your artwork is lovely, but I won't have readings. But thank you so much.
All right, no
I
worries.
appreciate it. Thank you.
No worries, no worries. Well, I guess we've come to that time. As always, please, you guys hit the like, subscribe, share that thing, and leave a comment down below if you would help us. Becky, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We tried to make this happen for a little bit now. I'm glad you finally came back, and I hope you'll take me up on the invitation to come back and share some guided meditation. I think that would be awesome. That'd be great.
I'd love to come and facilitate. It's mindfulness meditation. I got certified through Tibet House and Dharma Moon, so I'd be happy to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I would. I'd love to get to participate instead of leading it for a change. That'd be really great. I can't even begin to tell you. I have a good friend of mine that's a yoga instructor. She's like, man, I never get to take yoga. I'm always... Anyway, thank you very much for your time and your energy. And thanks again for the project. It was just
thank you.
Class from top to bottom. And Rick, I hated you the first time I met you. I hate you even more now, man. Love you, my brother. Deep gratitude, man. And we will talk again soon. All right. All right, so we're going to close our circle now, and until next week, thanks everybody for coming as always. With joy and gratitude, we close our circle and bid everyone on their way. We thank the angels for their light, their love, their understanding and truth. And with absolute gratitude, unconditional love, and our wish for bliss to the source, we close our circle. Until next week, be in the light.